Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Homeowner Hotline. Today, we are going to be talking about condo financing changes, what they mean for Florida, homeowners, buyers, and sellers.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Yasmin Fields with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Florida Properties Group, and I am your host.
And I'm Jennifer Shoddy, and I'm your co host. And today, we're talking about a topic that has a lot of condo owners nervous, a lot of buyers confused, and a lot of headlines that are creating panic.
So, we're diving into Florida condos financing and reserve requirement changes, why they're happening, and what they mean for condo owners currently, and what they think is going to happen to the condo market over the next few years.
Yeah, and trust us, whether you own a condo, are thinking about buying one, or you're trying to sell one, this is information you absolutely need to know. So let's get into this about why did this happen? What happened here?
So, let's start the conversation off with the obvious question: why is Florida changing all these rules? The answer is one tragic event. In June of 2021, the Champlain Towers down in Miami, it partially collapsed.
Collapse.
It collapsed. 98 people lost their lives.
Sheesh.
The investigation revealed that significant structural concerns and maintenance issues that had gone unaddressed for years.
Eh, And that tragedy exposed something that many people didn't realize. They were condominium associations throughout Florida that were postponing major repairs and underfunding their reserves.
Think of the reserves as like a savings account for the building. If the roof wears out, elevators wear out, parking garage cracks, plumbing ages,
Yeah.
those things aren't a surprise.
Right.
Yet many associations were voting every year to keep fees low rather than adequately fund future repairs.
Yeah. And
The bill comes out then.
I mean, eventually, yeah.
So I
you
pulled
know?
it up here, and right now, and the average condo monthly fee is $655 here in Tampa.
Okay.
But if you're in a luxury high rise on in a coastal condo, you're looking at $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
Yeah. And I mean, it's let's see, typical Florida condo, $400 to $700 a month. And these people were just
Yeah.
stashing it away for
So you weren't working in real estate. You were on your break.
yeah.
When all this happened,
Yeah.
and they started doing all these inspections, all these units, and
Yep.
you would be surprised what they found. Stairs that had just not
Oh,
been
I'm
addressed.
sure. Yeah. Well, so I know I had sold a couple of condos prior to taking my break for having my son. And one of the communities I remember looking in, it the sale did not go through because their HOA could not provide documentation as to support like where all their funds were going for the community and stuff when the lender was looking into it for my buyer.
Each and every homeowner has access to that information.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is crazy.
It was wild, yeah. Down in Clearwater of all places where, it flooded after the hurricane, so
Yeah,
oh,
that's crazy.
yep. Oh, boy. So, um, let's some of the biggest reasons that fees have jumped, are property, the insurance costs. I definitely would say that's a huge one down here.
So with this whole inspection, they've had to give these inspection reports to their insurance company, which changes the, you know, the amount of their premium that the HOA is paying every month, right? So,
Yeah. What changed? Let's get into that.
okay.
So, what exactly did change?
The biggest change is that many condominium associations must now complete the structural integrity reserve studies, often called the SIRS. I believe everybody has theirs done.
Yeah.
I want to say everyone. There was a timeline that had to be met to get those done.
Yep. Which would make sense.
So these studies identified major building components and estimate future replacement costs. Associations are now required to adequately fund the reserves with those components.
Right. So, translation being the days of kicking the can around the road, like down the road, they're over. There's no hiding things, no digging your head in the sand to avoid structural issues. It's either
So many buildings are discovering they need hundreds thousands or even millions of dollars set aside for future repairs.
Yeah, and if they don't have it, what happens if they don't have it?
Owners are being asked to contribute. So I had a condo on the market in Clearwater right when all this started, and I felt so bad for this older gentleman. And I'll tell you why I said no in just a second. But he had asked me to sell his condo that they had received a special assessment, and I asked him, I was like, "Well, what's your special assessment that you guys are getting?" $98,000.
Oh my land.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did turn the deal down,
Yeah.
just because I felt like there were going to be so many more changes coming for them.
Oh yeah.
They weren't done handing out special assessments, and I listen. I feel bad, but and right now,
That's crazy.
this is over a year later, and we still have over 5,000 condos on the market in the state of Florida right now.
Jeez Louise. I don't know. I mean, I think some other things sometimes, increased monthly dues will happen. So maybe you're not paying $9,800. But I mean, essentially,
$1,000.
yeah, sorry, I meant 98,000, $9,800.
So aside from these fees that we were just talking about, that 650,
That amount assessments on top of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's find out. You guys are going to hear some clicking over here. I'm going to find out what the average assessment is because I think it's important for us to talk about that.
Yeah. Especially a lot of people, I mean, HOAs of any type, communities, the condos, like single family residents, every community who has an HOA can have a special assessment done to repair a road, things like that. However, I think the major problem here for condos was avoiding any structural repairs.
Yeah.
And a lot of them did that.
Look at those numbers.
Yeah. So the common assessments in older buildings, 10 to 50,000 per unit.
Yeah.
Per unit.
Extreme cases were $100,000 to $400,000 per unit.
The older coastal high rises. Oh yeah.
So what we're seeing across Florida is people are receiving, I mean, the average, it looks like, is $10,000 to $30,000 range.
Assessment on top of your HOAs.
Correct. On top of that
Your
$655 fee or whatever that is, you're having to pay that assessment fee.
Yep. That's wild. All right, let's take a break here and we'll come right back to start talking about why this matters to buyers. All right, so let's talk about buyers because this is where things get interesting.
Yeah, a few years ago, buyers would look at the kitchen, the flooring, the view, amenities. Today, they're looking at the building's finances.
Yeah, I would say that's a huge shift.
Well, yeah, because most buyers need financing. If a building has reserve insurance or repair issues, the lender can decline the loan after when the changes come.
Uh-huh.
And then the other fear is that, they may, adopt a $600 HOA fee. But what is scary is that they can get, a $25,000 assessment the next year.
Yeah, exactly. They're now having to ask, like, how much are in the reserves? What are any upcoming assessments?
Absolutely.
That like make sure inspections have been completed of the buildings, never mind just their unit. That's a lot more concern.
So are there structural concerns? What do the meeting minutes say? I don't know that. This was not ever looked at a long time ago.
No. Nope.
And lenders
wasn't.
It wasn't. And lenders are asking the same question.
Right, because they want to make sure you can afford it in the end.
Right.
So I think that brings us to like the financing problem. And this is where we're seeing some buyers really hit a wall.
Absolutely. Lenders are scrutinizing condominium projects more than ever now. If a building has deferred maintenance, inadequate reserves, unresolved structural issues, significant insurance concerns, some lenders are even refusing to lend.
Yeah, exactly. And that means there's fewer qualified buyers for it. And fewer buyers means downward pressure on prices.
I mean, that's been going on for a long
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, since this whole entire thing happened, condos have been, decreasing over time.
Yeah, which I think like this portion, the financing problem brings up another concern, which is the um problem getting insurance concerns on condos
So
lately.
there were some changes that were made to that too. Some condo associations are changing like there used to be there's a condo insurance that you
Right,
can get or but
which is different than like a single family home.
yeah, but they're now making them adopt that single family policy, which the rates are increasing because you're attached to another unit. So I'm curious to see how all that's going to play out.
I know. So really, ultimately, a lot of people I feel think, oh, condos are cheaper, condos this and that. Like the purchase price might be cheaper. However, adding all these other things in,
Imagine being a condo owner right now.
trying to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get to that. What happens to sellers here? So this is probably what condo owners who are listening are wondering. What does this mean for me as a seller?
The reality is not all condos will be affected by this. I know tons of great communities over in Clearwater that probably won't see an issue. Um, the most important thing listeners need to understand is we're not seeing a condo market collapse. We're seeing a condo market divide. So there's going to be a split in the market and there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, unfortunately. And the winners are going to have completed their reserve studies,
All right.
had healthy reserves, have manageable insurance costs, and can still qualify for conventional financing.
Yeah, where the losers are definitely going to have the deferred maintenance, the lower reserves, and definitely a need for more major repairs, and more frequent special assessments. And that all of that will lead them to not being able to meet the financing guidelines.
No, these properties may struggle.
Yeah. So let's talk about what do we think will happen next? Like prediction time here. What do you think will happen over the next few years?
I think we see 5 things. Number 1, HOA fees continue to rise.
Okay.
Many associations are still catching up. Number 2, I think that buyers become more educated and people aren't just buying a unit anymore. They're buying into a financial health of an association. And number 3, some older condos become more attractive to investors and cash buyers.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening for sure. Uh,
Number 4, well-managed buildings become premium properties. And number 5, the market becomes healthier long term.
yeah, so that's an interesting point because most people only focus on the negative there.
And I think they also only focus on the short term of this as well, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But nobody likes higher fees.
No,
Nobody likes assessments.
definitely not.
But say buildings are good for everyone. So there's not 92 or 91 how many ever, people that lost their lives in that collapse. And financially stable associations are good for everyone as well. This transition is painful, but it creates a stronger housing market in the future. And honestly, it was long overdue to happen. Not the collapse, but
Right.
the financial portions of this were long overdue to happen.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree. And so, like, what I think happens with this too is, monthly fees keep rising. The associations that are underfunded, their reserves definitely need to catch up in order for them to even have a chance of survival
Yeah.
here. Um, so that means, higher HOA, condo dues, and the special assessments as we're talking about. Um, I think also with the buyers becoming pickier, which is a need in this type of market for condos, they definitely need to ask, is the building funded? Are any assessments coming? Kind of things we've already touched upon, like, did this building pass inspection? Never mind my unit. Has the building passed inspection recently? Um, a lot of these things are gonna be questions lenders want to know, as we mentioned, on top of the buyer themselves. The lenders are definitely paying closer attention to reserves, insurance, the inspections, litigation happening, and deferred maintenance. So I I think a lot of the older condos may be hit the hardest and see, the price pressure here happen.
I think so. And if you're a condo owner thinking about selling, our advice is this. We have 3 things.
Yeah.
Know your building's financials, understand upcoming assessments before you list the property.
And price appropriate.
Yes, the market today rewards transparency.
Absolutely. Definitely. You might be afraid to disclose, "Hey, we're currently under a $25,000 special assessment," but you're better to know that upfront as a buyer
100%.
because if that comes out you go under contract as a seller and, "Oh, whoops, sorry, forgot to tell you we have this," you're gonna lose that buyer anyways. So you're better off being transparent with them.
No, you are. And I think if you're a seller in this market right now, I think if you get ahead of all of this and you have those harsh conversations up front
Yep.
and be transparent, I think you're gonna win in the long run.
So the takeaway here is simple. Not every condo is in trouble, but buyers, sellers, lenders, and associations are definitely all paying much closer attention to the building finances more than ever before.
So as of July 1st, the biggest condo financing change is coming. So
Less than a month.
the bigger one's coming August 3rd. So Fannie Mae is eliminating the streamlined limited review. So before you could put 20% down,
Yeah.
and they would do a limited review
Yeah.
on a conventional or whatever. Now they're not doing that. They're taking that away. So they're looking at everything. They have to have a full open review. And it looks like July 1st, the condo associations will generally be required to carry property insurance with a deductible that does not exceed $50,000 per unit.
So again, these are like insurance requirements now that are going to be happening.
Yeah, so July 1st is the insurance requirement, and then that's going to determine if the condo project is financeable.
Mm-hmm.
And then in August, they're going to have to open their books for everything. You're no longer going to get away.
Which honestly, they should have to do anyways, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Let's stop hiding things.
Yeah, let's stop. So again, this is not a crash, it's a shift, and it needed to happen so that people who are living in these condos have,
At least you know your structure is
not
sound.
just that, but you're giving an association money.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yes, and you need to know where your money is going.
Yeah.
I mean, for our HOAs, we get a list, right? Like we get a budget. Yeah. We know where our money is going. And there are things like my HOA right now, we're giving our roads back to the county so that they don't have to put
Okay, so you're gonna have to budget for paving and stuff.
well, yeah, but they were gonna give us a special assessment. So they gave the roads back to the county so they don't have to do that.
We're actually currently paving our roads in like um
Did you get a special assessment?
So no, they had it sectioned off between our HOA dues. So they use that. They're only doing it's only a part of my community that has to have it done right now because they recently did the other they kind of do it in sections so it doesn't we don't have a special assessment on it.
Okay.
So
I think the shortest way to say this, guys, is July raises the cost of owning a condo and August raises the standards for financing one.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. So let's see, wrap this up here.
And guys, if you're wondering how these changes impact your specific condo, we're happy to help. Whether you're buying, selling, or just trying to understand what your building's future looks like, reach out. I'm Yasmin Field.
And I'm Jennifer Shoddy,
Thanks for listening to the Homeowner Hotline.
where we help you make smarter real estate decisions without the hype. Until next time,
Stay at home.
stay informed. And we'll see you guys next time.